Thank you to everyone that's tuning into a CSE newly listed clip. I'm Anil Mall representing the Canadian Securities Exchange, and today I am talking virtually with Wendell Zerb. Wendell is the CEO of Red Canyon Resources, recently listed under the symbol REDC. Wendell, thank you so much for taking the time today. I hope you're well.
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, Wendell, let's jump right into it. Talk to us a little bit about Red Canyon Resources. What is the focus of this company?
So Red Canyon, we actually incubated this company going back over 3 years ago. So it's not a new company, but it's a company that's newly listed.
Correct.
The entire focus of the company is to explore for large, ideally tier one copper and copper gold assets. We are exploration focused, and we're also focused in North America specifically. We've got two centers of interest. One is in the Western US, where we have a true dedicated technical team there. And the other is in British Columbia, where we have a second technical team focused again on specifically looking for large copper gold assets.
Got it. Wendell, while we're on this topic, I want to say copper is a very necessary metal. It tends to get sort of overlooked with lithium, graphite, and stuff like that. Can you maybe talk to our audience a little bit about why they should be paying attention to the copper market and why it's so important, especially at this time?
So, when we started this initiative, we started it on that perfect concept of critical metals, the need for critical metals, and specifically the need actually for the core metal, which in our opinion is copper. When you look at electrification, and we put this into our presentations, and there's a few others that do, but when you look at supply, demand, and especially the supply equation for copper moving forward, we just felt that there was a need for discovery of new copper assets worldwide. There's a perfect example going on today with the events that's taking place in Panama. Supply disruptions. Our focus specifically for Red Canyon is to go out again and make important new discoveries that we believe will be required by majors and be required, on the electrification of the world.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about your background, Wendell. How did you get into this space?
Well, I've been in this business for a long time. I am a geologist, by training, but I spent about half of my career in capital markets. So my focus as an early geologist was everything from early exploration through to mining. It was everything from gold to base metals and a lot of copper in that space. I transitioned to the capital markets side of the business for about 17 years. Worked as a research analyst. I ran institutional desks here with two different local brokerage firms. And then I transitioned back to the industry again to basically focus on the development of a large copper project in Chile. We were fortunate enough to re-engineer that, and we sold that to Goldcorp Barrick back in 2017. So I've had lots of experience in this industry and a real passion for discovery, and that's what this group is doing. We are focused on making new discoveries.
And speaking of the group, Wendell, obviously the success of any team depends on who you surround yourself with. Talk to us about some of your key team members.
So when we build companies, when we have a few different companies within our network, the most important thing for us is people. You just give your shareholders that much better a chance at success. So, it starts with our geoscience team. We have Dr. Greg Hart as our chief geoscientist. He is an industry expert on intrusive related gold and copper porphyry systems, well known in the industry. For our U.S. group, we have Caleb Stroop, who is also really well known, especially in and around the Great Basin. And his team is, an important factor in us being able to work in two geographical areas. people like Christopher Wild, who's worked as project manager for KGHM, for, mine manager for Imperial Metals. These are important people to be able to work through the programs, to be able to implement programs, and hopefully, again, make discoveries.
Correct. Now, obviously, you guys are exploring and developing projects around copper in the U.S. and Canada. What makes you and your team stand out from some of your peers that might be in the same region?
I think you're going to probably have a similar answer from many different people and say, oh, we've got the best team going. But honestly, as I just mentioned, you do have to surround with good, solid people. And our ability to be able to have a strong technical team in British Columbia, led again by those individuals that I just talked about, and then also have that focused team in the Western U.S. to do the same thing, really is the standout for us. I mentioned early in this, in the start of this interview, was this is not a new company. We sourced assets for basically 3 years, and we developed those assets to bring 4 of them to drill ready stage. And we're now ready to drill test what we consider absolutely fantastic copper projects.
So obviously 2024, an upcoming program. Are there any other milestones that you can hint and talk about to our viewers for 2024?
So we've already decided that we're pushing forward on one additional drill program starting hopefully in early Q2 this year. That would be on our Peak project in central British Columbia. Again, it's looking for alkalic copper gold porphyry systems. We have multiple intrusive related mag features that we followed up with IP geophysics on. Several targets that we'll test on that initial program. We've also voiced that we're drill ready on another project in British Columbia called Kendall, which is a very large alteration system that we consider very high priority, and another very high priority project in northern Nevada called Scraper, which has an alteration footprint similar to some of the biggest copper deposits in the world.
Interesting stuff. So a lot of stuff going on in the new year that investors and our viewers can look out for. As always, we encourage our viewers to do their due diligence. We encourage them to go to your website, read up on the project, obviously read up on the background of the team, and encourage them to sign up for your press releases so they can keep up with news. Where would you like to direct our viewers to go sign up for your news releases?
So the best thing for potential interested parties is to go to our website, www.redcanyonresources.com. From there are complete links to be able to sign up to see news releases. And of course, you can look at the news releases on the website itself if you prefer to do that.
Excellent. Well, Wendell, we wish you and your team nothing but success as you move forward in 2024 and with your projects both in BC and in the US. I look forward to hosting you on again in the next couple of months where we can talk a little bit more about the progress. To everybody watching, you've been listening to Mr. Wendell Zerb. He is the CEO of Red Canyon Resources that trades on the CSE under the symbol REDC. Wendell, appreciate your time once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anil.
Chips.